Can you describe some patient presentations where myofascial release has not been a useful intervention?
Life exists on a bell curve. Therapy exists on a bell curve. Myofascial release exists on a bell curve. Nobody can help everybody, period. Okay, and I know we're not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to say that myofascial release is the greatest modality in the history of healthcare. And people actually do say that. I get patients who I knock it out of the park, or we do on the first session. Others I help moderately. In some, I don't seem to have much of an impact, right? In terms of picking a diagnosis, I wouldn't go there because I've seen sometimes I'm able to help somebody, for instance, with spasmodic dysphonia, which isn't supposed to be amenable to manual therapy. I'm not saying that we're curing them or making a long-term fix, right? But that patient presentation, if you can give them a tool, whether it's a self-tool or a tool coming to me, to help manage that, that's a huge win for something that typically doesn't respond well to manual therapy intervention.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Yeah, I think what's really important to talk about, and as I come from the massage world, which is a little bit more holistic, is that when you are entering into a partnership with a therapist, when you are entering into this treatment partnership, you have to feel like they're going to help you. You have to feel like they're going to be a benefit to you. And what happens is, certainly in my experience, is that the more people recommend me, the more, the greater efficacy my treatments seem to have.
Classic placebo conditioning.
Right.
It truly, and it's not discounting you, right?
Because I am, although we're both always learning and both always reading, I don't think I'm 300 times the therapist I was last year. But my Twitter feed might have you believe that. And so the more people who I align with, and however you want to call that, I mean, I might go so far as saying call it a kind of energetic connection to people. I don't know, you attract, it's the law of attraction, you attract people to you who value your work and
can help you.
And so I think that there is that as the paradigm, and then there are people who come to me wanting me to prove my efficacy with pain-free myofascial or manual therapy or vocal massage, whatever we want to call it, work. And almost always they will never return. Not because I haven't done anything different. I've done the same protocol in terms of history taking, and it's the same clinic, and I'm the same person, and all right, on any given day I might be wearing different clothes, or maybe less loud clothing, but overall, if they feel like I've got something to prove, or I feel like I've got something to prove, then that will not be a helpful treatment for anyone in the room.
I talk in each of my seminars about a quick little example of placebo, right? If somebody's specialist says, for the type of disorder you're suffering with, you need to go see Walt, because Walt is the best therapist in town. He is the one who will help you, right? That doctor, that physician, or whoever that is, they built up potential placebo, right? And the evidence says I may actually have better outcomes because of that. But if the doctor would say, well, the person you really want to see is Sally. She is the best in town, but she's out on maternity leave. So go see Walt. He's okay, right? That doctor diminished my potential placebo, right? I mean, a colleague of mine by the name of Brian Fulton, he's a Canadian massage therapist. He wrote a book called The Placebo Effect in Manual Therapy. And I think it's really, placebo can be small or it can be not so small. But I think it's important to understand it and understand placebo as well as nocebo, right? The things we say that can potentially diminish a patient's outcome. And we do that all the time too by accident. So
Yeah.